Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Tatsi. So, real quick, I wanted to make a quick little tutorial for those of us that are running Nobara Linux to get LiveSplit up and working. I haven't tested this with any auto splitters other than the one that was made by Delta or made for Delta. That said, the results that I got kind of indicate to me that it should work with most other auto splitters that are available for Steam games. I've not tested non-Steam games yet, but I will be playing with PCSX2 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake later tonight, so I'll report back on those later. When you first get into Nobara, you should see a screen that looks like this, their little welcome app. Go ahead, go through their first steps, update your system, install your drivers, do all the things that you need to do. When you get to the optional steps, you definitely want to install Proton GE. That is a great version of Proton made by Glorious Eggroll. The other things you will definitely want to do is open up the software manager. So when you open the software manager, it will look like this. It takes a moment to load things, but you'll be able to see, like, you'll start here on your installed. You'll see if there's any updates. There is an update here, so I'm going to go ahead and update that while I'm here. Anyways, so you'll see this. If you come down to where it says, let's see, is it under games? I don't know if it's under games or not. But if you come up here to the little search bar, search applications, there is a very important piece of software we are going to use. It's already built into the Nobara repositories, which is great. And that is, what the hell was it called again? I don't even remember. Oh, that's what it's called. Steam Tinker Launch. So you'll see Steam Tinker Launch. There's actually a couple of these. There's two of these in the list here. You got Steam Tinker Launch. I believe when it's uninstalled, it just shows as Steam Tinker Launch. I don't think it shows settings. The other one, when you click on it, it'll say Steam Tinker Launch Git. I didn't bother with the Git version. I just bothered with the other one. Go ahead and make sure that you install that by clicking the little plus icon where my minus icon would be. If you get any errors about things that are missing from your system that it needs, that's probably just because you need an update. Go ahead and go back to the little updates tab. Make sure you have no updates. If you have no updates there, reboot your system. That fixed it for me. Also, you got to make sure that you have Steam running when you use this. Okay, now that that's all out of the way, once you get this installed, go ahead and reboot the system. Once your system's rebooted, go ahead and open up Steam. So once Steam is open here, I don't know which one of my screens it's going to open on. Okay, it opened on my other screen. Let me pull it over here. All right, so once you get into your Steam, if you go to your library and you scroll down to your games, right click on, in this instance, Metal Gear Delta. And we're going to go to, we're going to go to properties. And in your properties, there is a compatibility button here. There is a button here to force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool. You want to click that, and then you want to change this to be Steam Tinker Launch. Now, what that's going to do is when you go to launch this game, I assume this is actually showing on my other monitor when I click this, but if you click it, you click the play button, it's going to launch the game. But what you're going to see is this. So there was a little pop-up window that popped up. There were two buttons at the bottom. One said cancel, one that said main menu. If you click on main menu, you will see this little box here. I'm going to minimize Steam here so that and all these other things so that they're out of the way. But you'll see this little menu here. And it'll give you just some basic information on the game, like the last time you played it and how long you played it for, all that jazz. What we're interested in is clicking on game menu. So you click into game menu and you're going to get this little window here. Go ahead, I'm going to make this a little larger so we can actually see what's going on. I think that's one thing that I've found I don't necessarily like about Linux, or have been reminded of. Over the last couple minutes, I've realized that it just doesn't save my window sizes for some reason for certain things. Anyways, that's beside the point. What we're concerned about in here are a couple things. The very first thing we need to be concerned with is this option right here where it says custom command. We want to check the box that says use custom command. And then in the custom command, we want to point it at the LiveSplit executable. You don't need to be running the latest version. It doesn't even need to be like on the same drive as your Linux installation. I would recommend it is, just for ease of use, but you know, wherever it is where it is. Set it to your LiveSplit executable. The next thing you want to do is you want to check this box down here that says inject custom command. Injecting it means that you will launch it after the game has been launched. I've found in the past this is important for LiveSplit because LiveSplit doesn't like to link to things unless the thing is already opened. So you're going to set it to inject the custom command. The inject wait time, I set mine to 12 seconds. That at least on my system, that gives the Delta splash screen enough time to come up. And then it is like literally just starting through the opening demo when LiveSplit comes up. So that's what I set mine to. It worked out pretty well. I've had no issues with 12 seconds. You might want to set it a little longer if your load times are a little longer than mine. Just play around with it. I do know you don't want it launching at the same time as, or like immediately after. So give yourself at least a 10-second delay. I feel like that would be safe. If you come down a little further here, there are some other options. We got Proton options. It's going to ask you what Proton version you want to launch with. I just been running it with Proton GE, the latest version from Glorious Eggwell, and it seems to be working wonderfully. And I believe that is all that we actually have to set. So once you have that set, you can go ahead and hit save and play. I don't know if this game mode checkbox was checked to begin with or not. Just know that you might need to check that. So then you want to click save and play, and this is what should happen. So that will close. And then you will get the splash screen for Delta. And right about the time that it finishes loading up, hey, look, there's LiveSplit. Okay, so no, I don't want to update LiveSplit. So I got my LiveSplit here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my Delta window to the side just a bit. So on our LiveSplit window now, a couple key things to keep in mind. Hotkeys do not work. We might be able to find a workaround for that. I've been tinkering with an idea or two, and I've come across a piece of software that I need to test. But I can tell you for certain that the autosplitters, at least as of now, with this setup, are working. You're going to right-click on your LiveSplit like you always would. When you go to open your splits, you can't open them directly like this because the program just doesn't recognize them as splits files. So what I did was I moved all of my splits and layouts to folders on my desktop just for ease of access. When you right-click and you go to open splits, you're going to open them from the file. Go to your root, go to your home folder, open up your user profile, go to wherever you saved them, and just open them from there. Delta Snake Eater, all bosses. All right, it says it does not recognize as a layout file. That's just because I have a layout file tied to this splits file. If I hit OK, it takes it a second. There's my splits. Now I can load my layout. So if I go to open layouts, again, from file, do the exact same thing. Go root, home in my case, open up my profile, open up my desktop. There's my layout files, and I can open up whichever layout file I choose. Load my Delta layout file, which for some reason is in horizontal, so I don't want that one. Let me just load a different one real quick. This one works. Yeah, that'll work. So I'd have to go in and edit my layout because this is a layout for a different game. But anyways, you get the point. It works. It looks all right. So there's my splits. There's my layout. Now, the important thing is, of course, go into your edit splits. Make sure that your auto splitter here is set up correctly. You know, make sure that all your settings are right for the splits that you're running. Because remember, hotkeys don't work. So if you need to make a correction, you're going to have to right click and actually use the actual options, like down here where it's control. Like you got to like use these in order to undo things. This is also how you reset, because just stopping the game and then restarting it does not execute the reset properly. So you do have to come into the control menu every time and click reset that you need to reset. Annoying, but it works. So yeah, we've got this up and running. The game does have audio, it just loses audio when you remove focus from it. Let me go ahead and start up a game here just to show you guys that it does work.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Jack, I've got some important...
Now, for some reason, whenever the timer does kick on, it does stop running the audio. Like, it loses focus. So you got to click on the game window again once the auto splitter starts. But that should be no big deal. And then, yeah, see, it auto splits just fine, which is awesome. So I hope this has helped somebody somewhat. Yeah, have fun running on Linux. I'm going to be testing, like I said, PCSX2 to test non-Steam games, and I'm going to be checking with the potential the potential hotkey fix later on. So yeah, lots of fun. Have fun playing. And hopefully this is helpful to somebody. If anybody has questions, I can't guarantee that I'll be able to answer them, but feel free to hit me up, chat me up, either ping me in the tech chat channel, and we'll see if we can fix it there. Catch you guys later.